economic emergency. And if you look at the numbers, it shows that the two major areas of contraction were trade and manufacturing, which means that they were short of foreign exchange and means that the exchange rate market is not working. So they've suffered major setbacks here, and something has to be done in a hurry. The stimulus has not come. The stimulus was targeted at construction and civil works, and there's a lag between when the stimulus takes place and when you have the impact. So stimulus is coming too little, too late. The foreign exchange market is stifling production in trade and in manufacturing, and the lack of liquidity in that market. So monetary policy has to be reworked and actually made to complement policy, because the idea of saying that we are suffering from stagflation has failed and falling flat on its face. This country is in a deep recession. It's gone from a mild into a deeper recession because you've had 3 consecutive quarters of increasing negative growth. Something has to be done and done in a hurry. Thank God that we're having this a day before the day of the MPC meeting, and I'm sure the rational thinkers within the MPC and all of the members of the MPC will take the necessary steps to jumpstart this economy again.
What kind of steps do you expect the MPC to take as these numbers are out?
No, first of all, you have to send a correct signal. You cannot have interest treasury bill rates at 18%. And effectively borrowing at 21, 22% in an economy that is contracting. Something has to happen. Interest rates have to come down. The foreign exchange market has to become more transparent and liquid so that people can get money, manufacturers can get money. The manufacturers are not getting the amount of money required to keep their factories going. Having said that, remember that this is the third quarter. The forward transactions were settled on the 29th of September. So
you have...
Okay, we've lost Mr. Rwani. Thank you so much for your perspective. Mr. Bismarck Rwani is the Chief Executive of the Financial Derivatives Company Limited. In South Sudan, the United Nations envoy, Ellen Lodge, has told the Security Council that parts of the country remains volatile, with frequent attacks that have disrupted supply of essential goods, including food. The envoy has warned that 3-year-old conflict continues to push the country towards further division and risks of full-scale civil conflicts. Political rivalry in South Sudan between President Kiir and his former deputy, Machar, led to civil war in 2013.
The United Nations chief in South Sudan has warned that continued weakening of the country's 5-year-old economy amid ongoing fighting has placed South Sudan on the verge of a full-scale civil conflict. The country's economy has been battered in the process, driving prices of basic commodities higher and leaving half the country's 12 million people without enough food. Ellen Lodge was speaking in New York City, where she said the situation could render national cohesion almost impossible to achieve.
The deterioration of the economy and the increasingly fragmented conflict, often with ethnic undertones, that we are seeing have placed the country on a potential downward slide towards greater divisiveness and risk of full-scale civil conflict that could render national cohesion almost impossible to achieve.
Oil producing South Sudan won independence from Sudan in 2011, but in December 2013 slid into a 2-year civil war after a dispute between President Salva Kiir and his former deputy Riek Machar. The pair signed a shaky peace deal last year, but fighting has continued and Machar fled the country in July. The fighting has hurt oil production, a major source of revenue, which has also been hit by falling prices. The most recent conflict has killed thousands of people and driven more than 2 million people from their homes, with many of them flee to neighboring countries. Adama Dieng, UN Special Advisor on the Prevention of Genocide, last week visited South Sudan and has reported to the UN Security Council that there was a strong risk of violence escalating along ethnic lines and potential genocide.
And with that report, we've come to the end of today's edition of Business Incorporated. Thank you for watching. I am Bolaji Akinwale.